rescue workers are doing all right, and they are speaking with Prime Minister Modi last night. They're all right. Their vitals are fine. They are waiting to meet with their family members. But as per protocols, should I tell you that they are not going to be allowed to go meet with their family members until their full body checkup is done. It's compulsion. But to speed up that process, we see that the government has now deployed an IAF Chinook helicopter to airlift these workers. They will be taken from Chinyalisore to Dehradun. In fact, this is where that hospital, AIIMS hospital, is located in Dehradun, where they will be taken for a full body checkup to check their vitals. As we know, an IAF chopper Chinook is already on standby. In just a little while from now, we'll be bringing you images of all those 41 trapped workers who will be boarding that aircraft and will be headed to that AIIMS hospital for a full body checkup before they're actually finally let go and allowed to meet with their family members. Though they're desperate to do it right away, as they claim that they're doing all right, let me say this is indeed protocol. Now, we have some big news coming in as the 41 trapped rescue workers are now being... all right, we see that the visuals coming in, big images there of the rescued workers taken to the AIIMS Rishikesh hospital. Rescued workers to be taken to the hospital. They will be taken out of Chinyalisore. Buses to take the family members of the rescued workers to Rishikesh, as this very Chinook aircraft, IAF, the Indian Air Force helicopter here, is going to be the carrier of 41 of those trapped workers to Rishikesh AIIMS hospital. Their family members who are also present there, for them, buses have been arranged to board and head to Rishikesh. So about approximately half an hour ride for these trapped workers to be moving from Chinyalisore to Rishikesh AIIMS. This is going to be a trauma assessment checkup to see if all their vitals are doing all right. Their full body checkup will be done to check if any infections that they may have contracted. 17 days in that condition, sub-zero temperatures, very pale food, in fact no food for the first 3 days itself, and that kind of trauma that they may have experienced, their mental stability and state, all of that will be assessed at the AIIMS hospital in Rishikesh, and that's the IAF Chinook helicopter that will be carrying those 41 trapped workers who are now rescued and out. This Chinook helicopter will be airlifting them to AIIMS Rishikesh. We see that helicopter there on standby. It's out, it's on, it's ready, raring to go. In just a little while, we'll see that take off as these trapped workers are now inside. They're going to be all set to go to AIIMS hospital in Rishikesh to get a full body checkup before they're released. One should indeed laud their courage, patience, resilience. That's what Prime Minister Modi has also said while speaking to those workers. In fact, those workers really showed such courage and also faith in the rescue teams as they managed to keep up and cope up for the first 10 days where hardly any communication was established. Those are the images there I'm showing to you. On the left-hand side, of course, is the images coming in from last night where those trapped workers were released. As soon as they were rescued, they were garlanded by the Chief Minister Pushkar Singh Dhami. But on the right, you see that IAF Chinook helicopter that's now raring to take off with those 41 trapped workers to be taken to AIIMS hospital for a full-body checkup. This is a mission completed, indeed has captured the entire nation's imagination as there were prayers, billion prayers that were pouring in to ensure that this rescue mission was a success, that our 41 trapped tunnel workers who work for a mere salary of 20,000 rupees were working day and night to build that tunnel. They were trapped and in a place which is hilly. It's very difficult terrain, challenging circumstances, several technical glitches the rescue teams faced as well. Finally, they were rescued successfully. With great expertise, this mission was complete. It included 5 public sector agencies with private sector teams working in tandem, a synchronized effort to bring out 41 of those trapped workers successfully. All right, that's the IAF Chinook helicopter taking off as they're now going to be going straight to AIIMS Rishikesh. They will be going through a full body checkup before they let go to meet with their families. IAF Chinook helicopter, quite large in size to carry all 41 of those trapped workers. Shiv Arur joining us live. Shiv, we see that Chinook helicopter taking off with those workers. Will be headed to Rishikesh for a full body checkup. Give us more on that.
These lovely live images coming in of a CH-47F Chinook heavy lift helicopter with all of the 41 rescued workers inside that one single helicopter. That gives you a sense of really how big this helicopter is. It's capable of carrying even more than 41 people on board. As you can see, it's a twin rotor helicopter. 15 of these helicopters are in service with the Indian Air Force. It's going to be making this very, very short trip, Nabila, from Chiliasur airstrip all the way to Dehradun, which is just about 100 kilometers away as the crow flies. It should be a pretty short flight. Should take, less than about half an hour at most is the flight duration. It's a very, very capable aircraft. There are 15 Chinooks that are currently in Indian Air Force service. They are part of the 126 Featherweights flight unit in Chandigarh. But these are aircraft that have been used across the board for a variety of missions. It gives you a sense of the kind of flexibility the Chinook has demonstrated in operational service. They've been used for, transporting weapons and troops. They've been used for transporting vehicles and artillery to Ladakh. They've been used for, obviously, transporting paratroopers. For humanitarian relief, they've been extremely useful to the Indian Air Force because of their ability to carry outsized weights. They're able to also carry underslung weights on many occasions. So these are very, very flexible, very versatile helicopters that the Indian Air Force, has been enjoying using. They're fairly new as well, Nabila. They started arriving only a few years ago. And like I said, 15 of these helicopters are currently in service. They're part of a squadron in Chandigarh. The Indian Air Force does want more of these helicopters. They are military-style helicopters, but they can be quite comfortably, outfitted for, passenger service like is being done in this case right now. These helicopters are capable of also being, refitted as hospital helicopters, in case somebody on board needs treatment during the ferry flight. So good to see the Indian Air Force pitching in. This helicopter, like I said, has been very, very busy over the last few years conducting all manner of operations and missions in different parts of the country. So very short, nice little flight from the Chiliasur airstrip to Dehradun.
Right, Shiv, like you rightly mentioned, its ability, the Chinook's ability to deliver heavy payloads to high altitudes here really is the apt helicopter to carry 41 of those trapped workers along with the doctors in that hilly terrain. So it's a very challenging terrain, that landscape there along the Himalayas. It's only a Chinook that could carry this kind of payload in that atmosphere, isn't it?
That's correct. It's only a helicopter of this size that can carry this kind of outsized payload. There was some discussion earlier about whether this helicopter could land directly at AIIMS in Dehradun. Large hospitals and medical facilities do have a landing ground nearby where helicopters can land for VIPs or for emergency cases. But in this particular case, Nabila, the Chinook, as you can see, it's huge. It's an enormous helicopter, one of the biggest in the world, and the downwash from those twin rotors is very, very high. The kind of turbulence from those rotors is extremely high, and that's the reason why it will not be able to land at any normal kind of helipad that may be available at AIIMS in Dehradun, and it will have to land at the Jolly Grant Airport, the actual domestic airport in Dehradun, and from there the tunnel workers will have to be taken by bus or by car to the AIIMS hospital. So this is a helicopter that's very big. The Indian Air Force does have a couple of other types of helicopters which could possibly have been used, but obviously they all needed to be transported for whatever reason in one go, and the simplest solution was to use the Chinook helicopter. Like I said, very, very flexible, capable of high altitude operations as well, which is the reason why they've been deployed in places like Ladakh and the Northeast on occasion as well. In this particular case, a requisition would have gone from the government, the state government, for this particular ferry flight, and the Indian Air Force would have been able to station this Chinook very, very quickly to the Chiliasur airstrip from some kind of squadron nearby, and that's why it's been able to be there and completely ready. Spent the night at the Chiliarsur airstrip, ready to transport them. So they're mid-air right now. They'll be landing very soon.
All right, the mid-air, Shiv, really spelling out the capabilities of this Chinook aircraft, 15 of them that the IAF boasts of, and in this hilly terrain, it's possibly only the Chinook that can carry that kind of payload in that high altitude and safely so. As I'm going to cut to Ankit, who's right on ground at the Dollygunge airport in Dehradun, where this Chinook aircraft carrying those 41 trapped workers is going to be landing anytime now as we speak. Ankit, tell us more as the airport is ready to receive those 41 workers. They will be straight headed to the hospital in Dehradun, the Rishikesh AIIMS hospital. Are ambulances ready and on standby?
Well, yes, it's very good news, and heartwarming images were coming up that the workers are onboarding the Chinook aircraft, and like my colleague Amit was also telling about the features of the Chinook aircraft, which is going to fly all these men along with doctors to the Jollygrant airport. However, there might be possibility that the aircraft could also land at AIIMS helipad. However, in the past it has never happened, but if it happens, it is going to create another history that a Chinook aircraft would land at the AIIMS hospital. Right now, preparations been done at Jollygrant airport as well, and right now we would like to show that on our back, the gate number 4 and gate number 2 are prepared for the arrival of 41 men, and almost 9 to 10 ambulances have been put on standby, and there are some ambulances outside as well. So in case the aircraft lands at the Jollygrant airport from here, all these men and along with doctors will be taken to AIIMS. But the another update that we are getting is that the Chinook aircraft may land at AIIMS so that the treatment or the checkups may speedify, and without any hassle they can straight away go to the trauma area where the checkups will be done, and after observation they would be released and then they can go home.
All right. Well, that's, I think, the moment that they're really waiting for, though all of those workers are doing all right. Ankit, thank you very much for joining us on that. The Chinook aircraft is just about due to land in any time now.